They know that the destruction of their homes, the destruction of their churches and mosques, the elimination of their children and women is not as worse as the stripping of dignity, the destruction of their homeland, and the surrender to European and American imperialism. They know that Israel is a temporary problem in our area. They know that if they surrender now, their problem will last forever. However, if they fight now, they will seek freedom in the next generation. When we talk about European and American support to this settler colonial project, this genocidal regime, this project that aims to eliminate the natives of that region and in that homeland of Palestine, we have to understand that, as I mentioned before, that the people of Gaza did not choose to fight. They had no option but to fight. But they're not only fighting Israeli occupation, Israeli colonialism, and Israeli oppression. They are fighting world greed. They're fighting against capitalism. They're fighting against mass production. They're fighting against exploitation of our resources. They're fighting against the destruction of Africa for the scramble of resources. They're fighting for the exploitation of cheap labor. They're fighting for every ounce of dignity that we're losing as a humanity. The people of Gaza know, and they recognize that they are at the center, the epicenter of the world attack on human dignity. What we're facing and what we're witnessing today in the goals of globalization, of cultural imperialism, in the ideas that the rest of the world must follow the leader of the world, so-called leader of the world, the US, by all means necessary. Meaning that the people of Gaza understand that if they lose this battle, they will be the last standing opposition to capitalism. They understand that their fight is not just occupation, because Israel is supported by the West.
Oh, bet you Bill Ackman don't like this.
Israel in itself,
the Wall Street fat
is a
cats,
necessity for the colonial powers after leaving our homelands to maintain their hegemony in the region. The US,
guess what,
is
Wall
using
Street? Tough shit.
Anti-Semitism and so-called self-defense of Israel to maintain its military bases in the region, to continue its hegemony and to continue its imperialism in our region. So brothers and sisters, whereas we can market and we can talk about the struggle as a political struggle, which it is, it's a human rights struggle, it is, it's an anti-colonial struggle, it is, it's an anti-occupation struggle, it is, it's an anti-imperialism struggle, it is, but it's a struggle between good and evil, and that is the reality today. And I want to remind you that the people of Gaza know this very clearly. The shrewdness that they have in understanding the struggle is unmatched. The idea is that little children and elders and women go to the street, and when they see their loved one dead, they say, this is for the sake of Palestine, this is for the sake of God, this is for the sake of the struggle. Because you understand to them that the struggle is what's protecting all of humanity from this greed that we're facing today. And I'm going to end by saying that Netanyahu has made it clear since day one that this is not just a fight against Hamas and resistance. He bluntly said that I'm going to be repeating what the so-called allies did against Japan and Germany, which is the so-called de-radicalization and cultural change in the region. And this reminds us of the 19th century ethos of colonialism and imperialism and racism and Orientalism, that brown people need to be civilized and the white man has to solve our problem against our will. And the people of Gaza know this very well. And this is why they're risking everything for the sake of humanity. So I want to tell you and tell myself that we're not here to only stand up with Gaza. Gaza is fighting our battle. We have to fight our own battle to disrupt the empire and stop and force the empire from continuing the genocide in Gaza and from continuing to fight against human dignity in order for their capitalist system to succeed at the cost of human dignity. And thank you so much.
Who has shown us what it means to be dedicated to full Palestinian liberation.